Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves recently: Boy George pulling out of the London production of Jesus Christ Superstar just days after dropping a pro-Israel song. Now, on the surface, this might seem like just another celebrity drama, but personally, I think there's a lot more going on here. It's not just about a cancelled gig, it's about the intersection of art, politics, and personal convictions in the public eye. First off, what makes this really interesting is the timing. Boy George releases a song called We Will Dance Again on July 26, which, let's be honest, is about as politically charged as it gets. The lyrics are unapologetically pro-Israel, with lines like, "You say genocide, I say war." And then, just days later, he's out of Jesus Christ Superstar. Coincidence? I don't think so. From my perspective, this feels like a calculated move, but not necessarily in the way you might think. Here's the thing: Boy George's manager, Paul Kemsley, framed the decision as a way to avoid distracting from the production. And while that sounds noble, it raises a deeper question: why would Boy George's involvement be a distraction in the first place? Well, because his song isn't just a song, it's a statement. And in today's hyperpolarized world, taking a stance on the Israel-Palestine conflict is like stepping into a minefield. One thing that immediately stands out is how quickly public figures can become lightning rods for controversy when they wade into these waters. Now, let's talk about the song itself. Boy George called it AI for good, which is fascinating. He admitted he used AI to create it, saying he couldn't have written it himself. What this really suggests is that even artists are leaning on technology to tackle complex, emotionally charged topics. But here's where it gets tricky: AI doesn't have opinions or biases, it reflects the data it's trained on. So, is this truly Boy George's voice, or is it a reflection of the algorithms he fed? What many people don't realize is that AI can amplify existing biases, and in this case, it's hard to separate the artist's intent from the tool's output. Another detail I find fascinating is the role of the manager in all this. Kemsley's statement is a masterclass in damage control. He praises Boy George's convictions while also stepping back from the controversy. It's a delicate balance, standing by your artist while also protecting their career. But if you take a step back and think about it, this situation highlights how much power managers have in shaping an artist's public image. Are they truly representing the artist's voice, or are they just managing the fallout? Now, let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about Boy George or his song. It's part of a bigger trend where artists are increasingly being forced to take sides on political issues. Whether it's through their music, social media, or public appearances, they are expected to be more than just entertainers, they are expected to be activists. Personally, I think this blurs the line between art and advocacy in a way that's both powerful and problematic. Art should challenge us, but does it have to align with our political beliefs to be valid? Finally, what this situation really highlights is the cost of taking a stand. Boy George's decision to release the song, and then step back from Jesus Christ Superstar, shows how risky it is to mix art and politics. In my opinion, it's a lose-lose situation. If he stays in the production, he risks overshadowing it with controversy. If he leaves, he's accused of backing down. Either way, it's a no-win scenario that raises questions about the role of artists in society. So, here's my closing thought: should artists be expected to stay silent on political issues, or is it their duty to speak up? And if they do speak up, should we judge their art based on their opinions? It's a messy, complicated question, but one that's worth exploring. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.